tonight. The guys, welcome back. You're watching the Gigabyte Dota Masters Tournament. This is Sequential Gaming on the Radiant side. They're up against World Elite on the dart. I'm Triumph-Man. Casting with me, of course, is Gods from Absolute Legends. But, Gods, this is World Elite. They've replaced, I believe they replaced GOG in this tournament, and they're just trying to catch up on their matches now. Sequential are currently sitting 3-1, I believe, in the group stage. So this match between them, if World Elite can continue going on a hot streak and they beat Sequential here, they could potentially be duking out for whether or not Sequential managed to make second place or third place.
Yeah, if Sequential win this game, they will seal that second place behind Zenith. If they lose, then we're looking at a potential draw between teams like World Elite and sqL, as well as the final team, maybe even Dustbin getting in on the action there, squeezing on through. We'll see how Dustbin goes against World Elite, though, as this is a hard game for sqL. They are playing on this Singapore server where 4 of their players from New Zealand do have around 350 to 400 ping.
Whoa, wow, that is bad. I just brought that up.
Phoenix only has, Phoenix is on 180, but he's not in New Zealand with the rest of them. So this is not an easy game for these guys. They are going to be playing on slightly delayed conditions, as we're going to see what they want to pick. Maybe go for a sort of an easier strategy to execute with this high pings. Just go for something like what AO, when they had the high pings playing against some of these European teams, what they just do is go for something like a Chen, DK, and just look to push, and basically just attack with enemy base. It doesn't matter if you've got 500 ping if they can't fight you, because all you have to do is click the mech, click the pipe, and attack with their base. So we'll see what they want to do if they go for something that is a bit more straightforward with these high pings.
Yeah, I've got to admit, that is, I didn't realize it'd be quite, I mean, I thought maybe they'd be just under 300. I thought that'd be, just sub 300 is annoying, but I've just noticed, Kux and Vodki, they are just shy of 400 ping. That is definitely going to be a very rough game for them. But bans come out so far. We've got the Enchantress, we've got the Lycan, no surprises there. Also Chen, World Elite just getting rid of all those early aggressive pushes. We've had Lautrec banned out. I find the Broodmother first ban, now that is definitely a little different. I'm not sure why they've decided to take her out.
I think it's a hero that they just don't want to have to deal with. And we are going to see sqL grabbing their hands on the Invoker right after that. Brewmaster is still in the pool, though, so we'll see if World Elite want to get that Panda and Brewmaster. They're going to go for a Prophet here. A lot of heroes making it through the pool. The Brewmaster and the Prophets both being picked up by World Elite.
Wow.
As partly because of those sqL bans, banning out Leshrac, Brewmother, leaving it wide open. I think World Elite may be getting slightly better off with that trade. Although, wow, Lone Druid, that's a hero we have not seen all that much of, and we'll see how sqL can use that as a carry.
Double bashes, K-Go, you got this for Mofu. No, I'm joking. Windrunner, though, does get picked up, so a nice solid all-rounder there. They can just fit into anything they need to. I'm kind of expecting to see a couple of supports get picked up last, so we'll see what they roll out, though. They might decide to run that Windrunner as sort of a soft support and then run another solid there. It really depends what they do with this Lone Druid. Now, he will farm faster if given a lane, but if necessary, they can try and hide him in the jungle, so we'll find out what happens. We'll find out what happens there. Now we've also got the Brewmaster. That's such a big pickup for World Elite. So damn strong. Although we haven't seen, I mean, I'm thinking we'll probably see him get thrown in the mid, just because when we see this Brewmaster get picked up, most of them have gone in the mid. We've seen a couple of side lane ones, but the solo mid, the early bottle, the rush the bottle with an eco build, and then spam the crap out of Thunderclap seems to be the go-to strategy for when we have the Brewmasters taken.
Yeah, I think, well, Brewmaster and mid lane, either as a solo or as a dual lane, has been the more popular option. I actually think, I mean, initially I saw, wow, World Elite got both Prophet and Brewmaster, but getting the Windrunner as well as the Lone Druid, I think sqL actually not looking too bad here with these first 3 picks, especially that Windrunner, going to give them some strong lanes. We'll see how they want to run this. It's likely they'll put Lone Druid in the safe lane, trying to get some farm with Windrunner at top and the Invoker at mid. They'll have to pick up a couple of supports here, maybe a jungle hero. They do like to use that Enigma. We'll probably see Vodki playing that if they do pick that up as their jungle hero, and then some support hero for K Phoenix, maybe to support that Lone Druid in that bottom lane. As right now, World Elite, they've got one more pick left, and they'll definitely want to ban out some of those potential heroes, support heroes, or even the Enigma that sqL might want to go for.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad option, although they go for the Shadow Shaman as their last pick. Now, it really depends where we see the Shadow Shaman get thrown, because of course, he can be run as a soft support. It's not too bad. It can be done relatively well. In fact, I mean, the other Chinese teams we've seen, of course, eHome have done this, and it has worked very, very well using that soft support Shadow Shaman. They just get a couple of wards early and then just work towards your Blink Dagger, because they're not really expecting to get really involved early on, so they give him a little bit of time to catch up on his farm. And yeah, they are banning out some of the supports, getting rid of the VS. They're also going to take out the Hunter. sqL getting rid of that. It's an interesting late ban on Tidehunter. Don't normally see him getting picked off that late. I mean, he's sort of fallen out of favour. Used to be a lot more popular, but then the Brewmaster came and now everybody's sort of going, you know what, that's a better brawler. Let's focus on getting rid of him.
Yeah, and at the moment, I mean, it looks like they're banning out some of these AoE disabled teamfight heroes. So sqL, with this lone druid, I mean, they've got Invoker winner, and neither hero are known for being great pushers, but they are heroes who can get up some of these utility items like the drum on the Invoker, the mech on the mech, or even the pipe on winner. So if they want to go for a fairly early game push, especially if they pick up an Enigma here to go in that jungle, they can look to do that, and that's something that they can do effectively with these high pings and not have to worry too much. I mean, hitting those black holes, hitting those shackle shots might be a bit harder, but it's pretty straightforward just to clear down creep with the power shot, and there's your Enigma. And as World Elite have found out, a couple of support heroes, the Vengeful Spirit, the ES, not really thinking about that Enigma though, as sqL gonna grab that up, and now without Tidehunter, without Sand King, there's fewer options left for World Elite to defend with.
Yeah, definitely, as it looks like. Well, we've also got the Earthshaker taken as well, so we didn't need to worry about those long-range pokes. In fact, they are going to struggle just a bit to stopping him from his black holes at the moment, although they haven't really gone through their support roles yet, unless, well, obviously it's Shadow Shaman. Depends how they're going to run it. I mean, they may well just go for a soft support Shadow Shaman, then grab another solo. That is also definitely a possibility, as long as they get some kind of hard, as long as they get some good hard support in there. I think Crystal Maiden's still on the board. They could go for her if they wanted, or even, I mean, they've only got one melee in there. They could mix in a melee support if they want to as well, though there's not really that many left considering the Earthshaker and the Tidal down. Oh, wow. Sankey down as well. So, I mean, Sven is left, but he's been sort of all the rage as of late, but then again, you know, we've been saying he's a little dodgy. They grabbed the DK, though. This is looking for some serious early aggression.
Shadow Shaman's going to be played as a support here by the looks of things. We'll see the Shadow Shaman probably in the top lane with either the Brewmaster or the DK. I think it may be a Shadow Shaman DK lane with Brewmaster at mid. We'll see maybe some dual lanes. They'll put the Prophet bottom and then dual lane mid, dual lane top. Maybe something even like a Crystal Maiden here, using that Crystal Nova to help defend this push, which sqL is going to be using. They've got the Venomancer as well. Their support hero with a lot of pushing power. Both support heroes. They've got the Lone Druid, the Winner, and it's a Warlock. Oh, wow, that is not what I would have expected. The only time I've seen Warlock is when they used it in combination with a Venomancer. A few of the European and American teams did the Fatal Bonds with Venomancer ulti. But this Warlock pick came completely out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, he's got better push. Like, he's got less team fight potential, less team fight nukes. Maybe they decided, you know what, we don't really need that much team fight. We're just going to focus on pushing. And the Golem, obviously, really good at doing that. But at the same time, I mean, it's a good answer to Enigma's black holes. As long as the Warlock hangs back, they can just drop a Golem on his face, and it will prevent the black holes from being a big issue. Because we've seen a couple of matches where a mid-game black hole has completely swung things around. Just one team getting a good black hole off the high ground or something has completely slowed down momentum for a team. So we'll see what they can do with this, but definitely an unexpected pick either way.
Yeah, and we will see Envy, the main character on that Lone Druid, probably heading towards the bottom lane. I think it's, I mean, sqL, as far as the lanes go, it's probably pretty predictable. I mean, especially if World Elite know a bit about them. Fumofu generally plays the solo mid. He'll be on the Invoker. Kux, the side lane solo, going to be heading top with the winner, and we'll see the Venomancer, Lone Druid at bottom with the Enigma in that jungle. Enigma going for 4 early clarities, has got a smoke, so possibly going to look for a gank around the level 3, level 4 mark here. As at the moment, Brewmaster actually heading bottom. I'm wondering what World Elite are thinking with their lanes. They haven't really got the best Trallon heroes, but they are sending Brewmaster to head down bottom at the moment.
I'm more expecting a dual lane, just, you know, that the DK being backed up by... Actually, they might even choose to back...
Is Warlock solo mid? Warlock has like a solo mid build here.
Oh, wow. I think it is. Alright,
yeah, he hasn't bought any chicken or wards. It's been the Shadow Shaman who bought Observer wards. Chicken was, I guess, the Prophet. I think Prophet bought the chicken. So Prophet has got the trees, could be going in the jungle, but the fact Prophet's bought 6 Tangos, I think we're seeing Prophet with the Panda at bottom as a dual lane. So Prophet with Brewmaster dual lane. This is some very unconventional laning, at least with the bottom lane. Not what I would have expected. The Warlock solo mid as well. Another matchup which is a bit weird. We're going to see Invoker against Warlock. Fairly even. I mean, especially where Invoker's playing with some pretty high ping here. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, definitely. Prophet dual lane. I mean, that's...
Well, I mean, we've seen Snoopy do this before. He ran Prophet as a support just because he's like, you know what, it's not too much of an issue. I can just sort of drop into the jungle, catch up my farm there, and I can also start spamming my ult, and I get catch up on my farms with that. So he doesn't wind up that under farm, not like, say, a Crystal Maiden. As long as he's not... Well, it really depends who's hard supporting here. Whether or not they run him as a soft or a hard support, or they may even just share the load a little bit as much as possible between the Shadow Shaman and the Prophet. So we'll see what they do. But
I think it's quite likely they share it as... we mentioned what AR... I mean, for a long time, they actually did a Prophet Windrunner in that hard lane. That was the dual lane they'd often go with whenever they got the Prophet. They just chuck it with a Windrunner. You've got the 2 right click. They have got it with the Brewmaster, so it's not the strongest lanes. And definitely the Venomancer with the Lone Druid have a lot of harass potential with that Spirit Bear.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, maybe they were hoping to mess with the Spirit Bear in the jungle, but yeah, they're going to put the Lone Druid in the lane. This will mean he's, like, laning is, if you can manage it, laning is a better option than farming the jungle. Although then again, who's playing the Druid? Envy. I mean, Envy's sitting on just shy of 400 ping. Maybe it would actually be easier to farm the jungle. I mean, it is faster to farm the lane, but that's only if you're landing the last hits. Jungling's slower, but I mean, maybe it'll be easier for him. I don't know how well he's going to be able to assess, because he is going to be up against the Brewmaster, he's going to be up against the Prophet. They are going to be relatively annoying. But then again, he's got the Enigma might jump out. Enigma should be able to put some pressure on. He's going to come out of the jungle every now and then, and of course they're also going to have the Venomancer there to back him up. So maybe he'll be okay. We'll see. We'll see how he manages. As there is a bit of a pause. Who's DC'd or something? Phoenix did.
Venomancer has DC'd from the game. The one player who was not sitting on 400 ping, so apparently he was upset with his ping. He wanted to go put on some downloads, make sure he had 400 ping like the rest of his team, and get some team solidarity going, so that they've all got to suffer. The problem for this bottom lane, the Prophet Brewmaster lane, is that Enigma is in the jungle. Enigma can come out and gank, does have smoke as well, and there's not going to be any wards in this bottom lane for the Dire team. They can't block this creep pull. They're currently using the trees to scout, block the pull. And I imagine Prophet's going to resummon some more trees with that, and it does have a clarity there, but he's only got the one clarity, and Enigma can always smoke past the trees, come for a gank once he has that level 2 stun. And that's something where, if Enigma comes, a kill on that Prophet, even at Brewmaster fairly early on is definitely manageable, although Brewmaster does have a Stout Shield to block some of that damage.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I'm interested, like, this Warlock's going to be leveling up really fast. Mith has actually gone with the Exhort start. He's already had Fatal Bonds dropped on him, apparently, although I can't see it.
Oh, wow.
It's not attached to anything, though, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Actually, no, it is. It's on the range.
Oh, it is on the range.
The creeps.
Okay.
It's on 2 of the creeps as well.
Alright.
It's just the animation's not there at the moment. One of the melee and one of the range creeps. So it's going to chip away at him. It's not going to do that much damage. It's what, 20% of damage dealt, but... Hey, still 20%. That's what, 60 damage from each, about 60 to 80 damage, maybe. It's still a fair bit of damage for just a low mana cost spell, which you can somewhat spam.
It's not that expensive. It's 120. I would say about medium cost. Not really cheap, but still, he's an intelligence hero, so he can afford to spam it a little bit. I'm just waiting. Where is Avino? What is he doing? But right now, lane's definitely very, very weird. Now, throwing aside the weird pings and stuff, who do you think's got the advantage here, just based on the lineup?
Oh, I really like sqL's lineup. I mean, I'm not just saying World Elite have picked some unusual picks, but even if they'd gone something a bit more standard, I mean, having the Prophet solo bottom with maybe a Brewmaster mid dual lane and the DK dual lane top, I still think sqL have got picks that suit their style of play, and also got picks that can put on a lot of pressure. I mean, the Venomancer, great support hero with some pushing potential with that Lone Druid. They can push down towers early. They don't even have to wait for the Radiance. Winner can hold their own at top, I would say. I mean, it's a Shadow Shaman DK lane. There's a lot of disables there, but not much firepower until they actually get some levels, although level 1 Shadow Shaman has got a DD rune. That's going to cause some problems for Windrunner. But, I mean, overall, that's a lane where Windrunner should be able to get some farm and XP. At mid lane, Invoker should be able to outlast hit the Warlock, considering he is going for an Exalt build. He's going to have the Sunstrikes to gate the side lanes and can get the Cold Snap as well.
Yeah, I mean, but good luck aiming the... I mean, wow, he's going to have to be spot on with those Sunstrikes because he has a retarded ping. So, I mean, it all comes back to that. Like, he's picking it like it is a relatively difficult skill shot spell, unless the enemy hero is under some serious lockdown. As now they've resorted to playing noughts and crosses while we wait. Yeah, I am expecting especially because he's going to grab up the Quace as well, so he's going to have those. He's going to have the damage. And then, of course, he's also going to have the Cold Snap. And, like, really, Warlock does not want to get into an auto-attack battle with a Cold Snap up. That is really, really going to hurt him, especially when he's going with the Exalt build as well. Just worrying me a little bit. But he's going to be... I mean, especially if he wastes a lot of his mana early on Fatal Bonds, because Fatal Bonds, like, it's annoying. Level 1 is annoying, but Famofu is going to be able to ride it out. He's got 6 tangos. He's going to be able to ride out the damage it does. So I'm definitely worried about, once he hits about level 4 or so, I think he's going to start really punishing the Warlock.
Yeah, and definitely has something to, and not to mention, I mean, the side lane, he can't really help out top. If they go on the Brewmaster or on the Prophet, with an Enigma gank or even just a Venomancer plus Lone Druid, he can throw those Sunstrikes to do some additional damage, maybe get some kills. If he gets the kills, he does get XP for those kills with the Sunstrike, so we'll see how he does there. I think Envy, even though he is playing on high ping, should be able to do okay in the bottom lane. The Spirit Bear will help him get most of those last hits. He may get a few less than normal, but it's one of those things. Once you get used to it, you can get most of those last hits, and already from the bat, they're getting quite a bit of harass onto this Brewmaster, forcing him to use those tangos.
Yeah, they definitely want to burn him down just a bit. As long as Feeney keeps up the harass there, keeps the pressure on, he's trying to check the Druid. He's doing okay. Could definitely be doing a lot worse. Unfortunately, the Windrunner, though, in some serious trouble. There's a lot of disable in this top lane. Windrun's out finally, but once the Flame Breaths start coming, she's really going to be in a whole world of pain. It's just his Shadow Shaman just going to continually drag and pull the creep up, deny her experience, and then jump out and try and gank her. He's going to have those double disables up. And they've got the Dragon Tail as well. It's going to be a very, very rough lane for her, and I'm kind of worried. And meanwhile, though, Vermofu has got this mid lane. I think the Warlock is definitely going to lose out. He's got the cold. He's going to have a cold snap. He's going to have the regen as well. He's going to be able to pretty much just shrug off the Fatal Bond's harass. He's going to be just fine. And then he's also going to have all that extra damage to outlast hit the Warlock and just generally beat him up.
You can see already, I mean, even with the higher ping, he's outlasting the Warlock already. Double six creeps to 3. I mean, it's early game, but still, that's a good sign for him. As bottom lane, even the Lone Druid farming well, already up to 8 creeps. Prophet just trying to get some harass on, but that's not really a battle that the Dire team can win at bottom when they're up against 2 Rain Series and the Spirit Bear, which does some nice damage as well, and they always have to be careful of this Enigma. Enigma is pretty easy here to jungle with, even on the high ping that they have. So Vodki going to be looking to maybe come out with a soaring fairly soon and then look for those ganks as soon as he does get that level 2 stun.
Yeah, and I think it's smart from Lord. They've realised, okay, well, we've been presented with a weak lane. We've got a huge amount of threat. In fact, Dragonite's level 3, Windrunner's level 2, so they're out leveling. In fact, they've pretty much given him all the experience just so he can get that Flame Breath up and just clear these creeps faster. Shadow Shaman, all he needs to do is provide the shackle if Windrunner tries to get close. That's all he has to do. If she does that, if she gets close, she's going to get shackled down, then smacked in the face by a big stun, and just basically hammered into the ground. So I think this is smart for them. Just dive. They know they can put the pressure on, and they're going to go for an early tower here. That's why they haven't bothered pulling. Although I thought they might have actually pulled one. I think they've pulled one once, just to stack up a wave of creep. It looks like we've got an extra wave of creep here. So I see a couple of extra range creep there. Saying go once again. And yeah, all Prophet is doing in this bottom lane is just harassing. They're going to give all the farm here to the Brewmaster in the mid lane. We're 6 and 7. 6 and 7 versus 4 and 3. Yeah, Vermofu definitely win this easily. He's got all that damage, especially once he's going to rush. He's probably going to rush the phase boots as well. He's going to come out there with so much damage and just beat the crap. But the issue is, this is the issue with running that Invoker in the mid lane. If you present a weak lane, and you can't, they can't rotate anybody here to help out. And Windrunner is going to get taken out. She's going to get ganked him on life. There's his Dragon Tail stun, the Flame Breath. They can't do anything. They just have nobody to rotate. Enigma, he doesn't have the mana. He's busy farming. They can't really rotate out the Invoker. He just doesn't have the effective. So in fact, he's only just got his Invoke up and running. There's nothing you can do. And I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to bring the Venomancer out there. The Venomancer is needed to help out this Lone Druid. So they really just don't have many options. As we see the Thunderclap go down once again. Envy actually taking a lot of damage. He will get away though. We'll be able to walk away. He's got one last Tango left, so that Sprout would have worked either way. Lone Druid has actually, not Lone Druid, Nature's Prophet has picked up Teleport, also 1 level in trees. In Tree Dogs.
Even though Windrunner gave away the first spot at the top lane, I think it's still okay. Shadow Shaman has already used up most of his mana, popping the Clarity. He's actually got a couple there, but DK as well, low on mana because of that kill. So now Windrunner is much safer in this lane, although still only level 2. And we'll maybe see, I mean, if they dive the tower again, that's a situation where Vermofu can look for one of those Sunstrikes and try to get a kill. As mid lane Warlock has found an Illusionary, and that'll help him do some last hitting. But the problem at the moment for sqL is this bottom lane, Lone Druid farming well up to 16 creeps, but he is a bit low on HP, does only have the 1 Tango left for regen.
Make that no Tangos. I actually thought that Vermofu might get a little more aggressive just because he can really hammer that Warlock with the Cold Snap, but he hasn't bothered. He's just focusing on keeping the Sunstrike up, using that every now and then to help out with those ganks. And he's just not really bothered with out harassing his Warlock, so he's just not worried about how much farm he gets. He's like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on my own farm, and not going to waste time harassing the Warlock all that much, and just get ready to counter gank if necessary. As we're going to see the Enigma comes down bottom, Brewmaster goes down. They get the second kill of the match, and that is definitely a kill they wanted to have. They need to get this Brewmaster, keep him under control. We've seen the Brewmaster, if he gets the fast Argonym's, gets the fast 16, he becomes such a handful to deal with. Just when he goes to that
and look at this. Lone Druid has got the Tranquil Boots to heal him up. So that's something you can just use in between games. You can shrug off Harass a bit. A bit of an interesting pickup, but I like it because Lone Druid's a hero where early game you're not actually using up much of your mana. You're always sitting on pretty much full mana. The only mana you use is to re-summon that bear. So you're not using the Rabbit until much later on. You might have to use a bit of mana to change into your melee form, but all in all, it's a good use of your mana, getting those Frankel boots.
It's like 25 mana to turn into melee force, so I think it's pretty much, it's not even, it's barely even a factor. And if people are out there, I still haven't, I honestly got to say, if you're getting Rabbit first over Synergy, I think you're honestly retarded. They're just going to throw that. I think it's definitely doesn't work. You will be going with the Synergy first just because it boosts the bear up so much. And without Synergy, Rabbit lasts for all of like 10 seconds, so it's not exactly fantastic. So we'll be doing the Synergy. He's also got that Orb of Venom. That's also really damn good on the bear. Very, very annoying to have to deal with that extra slow that he brings out. You see Dragonite chasing off the Windrun with a Flaming Breath. She's also got her boots up and running. They're possibly looking for the Eidolons are up. No mana on the Enigma for the stun. He has got a Soul Ring though. Take that back. He could drop out there with a level 3 Malefice. And he has gone for a pretty standard build, getting the high levels of Malefice first. But here we go, Dragonite pressuring the top tower.
Yeah. He's got his level 6 ulti, he's also got that storing up, so this is a much harder lane for Windrun all of a sudden, when DK will always have mana for a stun, Flame Breath, anything can come out, and Windrun just going to look to hold this tower now, stay as far back as possible, use the power shot to farm, as Windrun has got a boots coming out by the looks of things, and that'll help get away from some of those DK stuns. As mid lane, Murphy actually taking a fair bit of harass, he is going for those early phase boots, and using up his last tango with a couple in quads, healing himself up.
Uh-oh, that Dragon is a lot faster than Windrun. Windrun needs to pop her. Windrun will get out of there. Furion ports in, shows up a little bit too late. And he looks like he's just going to help push this tower, though he doesn't actually have enough mana for Nature's Call, so he's just going to have to stack auto attack hits there. Dragonite has to back up, taking a fair bit of damage from the tower, but they're going to come back. Just going to breathe fire on this creep wave, I think, clean up as much of it as possible. There we go. Power shot counter. I mean, if anybody's going to hold off this aggression for a little while, it'll be Windrunner with those power shots. Very annoying, but at the same time, there is just too much firepower. Early tower goes down, but at the same time, sqL are countering with a push on bottom. Can we see some ports in here to defend? The Eidolons get thrown down. Brewmaster really can't get involved here. He can't even behave like Windrunner. She just try and hold things off with the power shots.
Yeah. This should be in tower for sqL. The Glyph is going to be popped. We may see a TP in soon. Shadow Shaman's going to maybe buy one yet. Shadow Shaman has a TP. Prophet, though, no mana, cannot TP in. But more importantly, here comes Warlock with the Infernal. Maybe looking for a counter gank here. This could spell trouble for the Enigma. Enigma's level 6, so if he can hit Black Hole on a couple of them, there goes the Fatal Bonds as well as the Infernal. TP coming in. It's going to be Shadow Shaman as Enigma not looking to use that Black Hole.
DK.
Infernal is chasing him down. So yeah, it's DK indeed. As the Flame Breath may finish off the Enigma down to 40 HP, one right click. It's going to come with the DK stun. They get the one kill. And the Entangle actually finding the DK. DK taking a lot of damage here.
And they don't have mana for heal either. They should be just fine. It's only a low level Venomous Gale. Level 1, in fact. Who is that? Feeny doing the normal build, which is just go and grab as many levels in Plague Ward as you possibly can. The Golem is down. They're going to take that, but at the same time, they lost a hero, and they didn't... Oh, they did actually. They got the... was it denied? It was denied. Oh, that sucks.
But Lone Druid actually got the kill on the Infernal, so he got a good 100 gold from that Infernal kill, so he did make up for some of that farm. And he's farming alright. He's up to 1k gold, and he has gone for the Orb of Venom and the Tranquil Boots, which will slow down that Radiance a bit, but he's still pretty farmed. He's up to 35 creep kills. And mid lane, Fumofu doing not too bad himself. 34 creeps, 17 denies. Shadow Shaman, though, invis on the high ground, looking for this kill with the Brewmaster.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get it. He's in some serious trouble. Get shocked there. There's the Zappies. And now there's Shackle. He's probably going to get it. No, he gets hexed as well. Couple more auto attacks. He might get away. No. Rasta getting the final hit in there, and he will go down. Shadow Shaman up to 700 gold. Has some money for stuff. And DK now coming to the mid lane. Drops his ult. We'll just try and push this down. The creep are pushing back, and they don't really have the mana for spam at the moment. Dragonite Soul Ring still on cooldown. They have one Thunderclap and that's it. We'll just have to try and auto-take this down. We've got Vodki sitting here, who is apparently drunk, by the way. We've heard that Vodki has been drinking a little bit too much. Yeah. He's going to throw it in the Malefice, so won't be able to get a kill. We'll just try and hold this off. Pops down the Eidolons as well. Port coming in, going to try and hold off the push. Furion shows up, gets hit by the Venom Scale. He is out of position. There's the Cold Snap. Going to proc. Sunstrike incoming. There's a kill. Oh, she did. I don't think Sunstrike hit him. Doesn't really matter, though. Yeah. He will go down either way. Beating them a kill, just porting it a little bit too deep. I mean, he could have put it behind just along with his friends, but decided to go in a little bit too deep there.
And Lone Druid at bottom lane still farming away, only level 6, but is up to 1800 gold now. Surprisingly has not picked up the True Form, the ultimate. That's normally as soon as you hit level 6, you want to get that, because if you're getting ganked, it gives you a good plus sort of 400 HP as well as a lot of armor. Yeah, 250 bonus HP and a huge amount of armor to help survive any gank. As mid lane, Black Hole, it gets immediately cancelled. Great play from the Brewmaster. I think he used the Cyclone from one of his elements that was actually caught in the Black Hole. I'm not quite sure how that happened.
Oh, they actually land. Oh, he lands the Sunstrike, but unfortunately it was just a second too early, I think. Hitting the Earth Panda, not really doing enough damage.
Yeah.
I've got to say, the Brewmaster came very close to death there. Only just managed to Primal Split before getting taken out. He was almost like, I think he was actually trying to bait them into a big upheaval. It didn't really happen though. There is a gank coming from behind. Brewmaster has found himself a haster and he's going to pop the Thunderclap. Envy can't really do a whole lot here. He's in some serious trouble. Upheaval still on cooldown though. Going to box himself in. He might try and block with the Baron then port out. No, he doesn't have a port anyway. No, he doesn't. He was just getting boxed in and trapped. And yeah, the Tranquil Boost's definitely a little interesting. I'm not 100% on that, but you know what? It's probably necessary to keep his health up.
I don't think it's a bad item. It's so cheap. I mean, you're going to get boots anyways, and it's just an extra 500 gold to get the Ring of Regen and the Ring of Protection. You can also disassemble it. So if later on he wants to make a Vlad's, he can disassemble it, use that Ring of Regen. It's such a small amount of gold to get the constant regen, is that it's not as bad item as mid lane. Warlock can't actually get stunned. Enigma's out of mana. TPs are going to come in. Infernal goes down. Vodka in a bit of trouble here. As no, the next TP taking too damn long. It looks like Enigma may actually survive. Prophet ultimate bouncing around. Not going to hit Enigma though. And luckily for him, he does manage to escape.
I'm going to say, very aggressive ward down here has been dropped by the Dire. And not in the usual spot either. It looks like they were worried about a bit of a counter ward. Mid tower does go down though. It looks like Momofu going to try and pick up the Infernal. He will get it. Gets stunned though by DK. Dragon Tail Thunderclap, and there we go. Gets mass nuked and obliterated. Not much he can do there. And it's World Elite keeping up the pressure. Just going to keep taking towers left, right, and center. And sqL looking like they're in a bit of a tight spot. It's going to come down to, can Envy get farmed up fast enough? And right now it doesn't look like they will.
Yeah, I mean, he needs that Radiance up as quickly as possible. And World Elite is getting tower after tower. They've got 2 tier 1 towers. They're going to get this tier 2 mid tower with a couple more right clicks from DK. It looks like they want to commit to this. No, oh, Warlock in trouble. Great shackle shot from Couch. Power shot to follow it up. But Warlock still surviving, and the tower goes to the Shadow Shaman. No deny coming in, and with that, World Elite will back off. Warlock still alive. No Sunstrike. I don't believe they know quite where he is.
No, it looks like he'll get away in the end there. Fortunately, Venomous Gale, level 1. I should also mention the Brewmaster is doing stats and Thunderclap. He's picked up Primal Split, obviously, but he hasn't bothered with Brawler or even the Drunken Haze. He's gone, you know, I just want stats, help out with my crappy mana pool. He's got the bottle as well, which definitely helps out, but yeah, just tanking up a little bit. Which, I mean, he was getting harassed pretty early on by that bear. It was being a huge pain in the ass for him, and he doesn't really need to worry about Drunken Haze until a little bit later. And they're not planning for him to carry, like to even be some kind of semi-carry. He's just going to do most of the pushing in Primal Split, so yeah, I mean, why not take stats in for the laning phase? Seems like a perfectly legitimate choice. Now, sqL busy counter-pushing in the mid. I don't think they're going to manage it, though, although then again, Rasta is pretty low on mana, and they don't seem to have any backup incoming, so maybe they will. The port's coming in. It's going to be, no, mass port's coming in, and sqL will back up. Prophet's all come through. The stun goes out from DK. Upheaval as well. And unfortunately for Mopu, has been caught out. Gets cleaned up by a Thunderclap. They do take the tower, though. Tower getting destroyed by the creep while they were busy getting ganked, and in the end, though, not really worth it, as Brewmaster gets an early blink. It's a 13-minute blink. That is going to be pretty scary for them. He's going to be initiating on top of the Thunderclap and then an immediate split afterwards. That is a great initiation tool to have. And they've got, I mean, and not just the Brewmaster initiation, they've got such great backup with the Warlock who has that, we can't even, Chaotic in Offering. That is as bogus a name as I've ever heard. And I mean, even the Shadow Shaman with all those disables coming in to back him up is just going to be a lot of firepower. As Pipe is going to be rushed on the DK. He's got that in just about, oh, it looks like he just needs the recipe now, the Pipe recipe, and he will have it. So another 800 gold. And with that, World Elite just want to keep taking tower after tower. They're going to probably, they've got the mech on the Warlock and just trying to get up all those team auras. I don't know some Valve now. I've just been calling him Mr. Derp when I play. I just go look out for the Derp Golem. Just because he's got a huge derp face on. It's not a scary badass thing. It just looks like it's got downs. I'm just going to throw that out there. How about Warlock's facial expression? Forever sad. Yeah, he's always grumpy about something, kind of like my dad. Yeah. But anyway, this tower also going to be no defense coming out from sqL. That looks like they're just going to try and counter on top. The question is whether or not they'll get it. They've got the Spirit Bear up here. It's level 4, so yeah, they've got the Demolish up ready to cause some damage on that tower. In fact, pretty sure Demolish is at 4th level. Yep, there we go. Demolish, he's got that. Nature's Prophet, though, has gone for the early earn, which makes sense as sort of the soft support one. I think he's soft support. I think Rust has been doing most of the warding.
Dyer's top tower is
No, I take that back. Actually, Rust has got a fair bit. Then again, early towers.
Towers.
Yeah.
They're just thinking so many towers. It looks like they try and want to get a quick blink dagger on the Shadow Shaman, who is up to 1800 gold, and that'll be even more back up for the Brewmaster when he wants to blink in with that initiation. So, at the moment, I mean, Prophet and Shaman just sharing the job, because right now there's so much gold split between the World Elite team, as they've got about a 3k gold lead, so not as big as I would have expected based on all the towers they've got. But just, I mean, the sqL here is managing to find some farm, and it's 3.2k gold on the Lone Druid. Will have that relic soon.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get like an 18-minute radiance, he might be able to do this. DK and his team have just been so damn aggressive. Here comes the Sunstrike, though. That does a lot of damage to the Prophet. Gets completely destroyed there. What is that? Yeah, 4 or 5 levels in Exhort. That is very painful. Picks up the level in Wex just so he's got the options of others. Like, so he's got access to Ghost Walk if he needs it. He has been getting mass nuked, though, before he even has a chance to even pop any kind of invocations.
The Ghost Walk, even the Chaos Meteor, and definitely Blast. Even with just level 1 Wex, I mean, the short range Meteor, if you pop that down on Hero, who with the max Exhort does a hell of a lot of damage, even if it won't bounce very far. Meanwhile, Enigma taken out in the jungle there. DK's finished his pipe, and Lone Druid, looking for somewhere safe to farm, decides on mid lane needs to be careful because those World Elite heroes are in that jungle, but they're just going to swing bottom, go for another tower, and maybe even after that go take Roshan, especially with this Enigma still down.
And Vodki just had an oh shit moment, was just busy minding his own business, trying to farm his own neutral, suddenly walks around the corner, 4 heroes there, what can you do? But I think it's smart from World Elite, just smoking into the jungle, keeping up the pressure, even if they hadn't a smoke. There was no ward there anyway. It's actually over here watching, trying to watch the approach from the lanes. Prophet gets a sprout. There's the primal split. Unfortunately, Windrunner will be taken out here. Has no chance at all. And this looks like a bit of a free tower for World Elite. They are going to grab this up. Meanwhile, Blue Invoker is busy pushing the top lane, but he's not going to kill it fast enough. The Panda's just going to hold off the creep wave. Vodki's moving up for some revenge, but it's not going to happen. He's all by himself, actually being a little ballsy there, moving up literally all by himself. Actually, I take that back, Feeney's there, but he's not going to do that much. He's relatively underfarmed. Just because he's
Remote, the Invoker is still kind of pushing around this T2 tower. He's probably going to have to back off now. He's finished his 4-star, so that's going to give him some nice mobility, and when he does get ganked, he can use that to survive. So not going straight for the drum. He may get the Drum of Endurance next, but for now, just trying to get that survivability option with that 4-star, as we do see a Sentry Ward being popped on the high ground, and on the high ground for sqL, making sure there's no Observer Wards up there. As meanwhile, Envy's got the Relic and just about 800, 900 gold away from the Radiance. So 18-minute Radiance, I think, is going to be pretty accurate. And that's what sqL need. They're behind at the moment, but with a Radiance, they can maybe look for those team fights.
It might be nice, but at the same time, DK's got a pipe up and running, so they're not really going to burn through him all that quickly. And it's going to help shield his team. Unfortunately, well, I suppose there is a lot of magic damage. Like, obviously, Poison Nova is going to take a huge chunk of that. In fact, this Venomancer. Venomancer has got Arcane Boots up and running, so he's looking good for his mana issues. He's going to have that solved. Looking through their items as DK sort of skulking around, hoping he can pop off a Dragon Tail. Not going to happen though. Windrunner's got a mech done. Enigma appears to be doing an early BKB. He's got the Ogre Club. I assume that's going to be turned into a BKB. Lone Druid, how close are you to that Relic? Oh, he's got, I mean, not the Relic, to the Radiance. He's got the Relic up and running. He's only about 600 gold shy of the Radiance. He is definitely very, very close to that. Warlock, on the other hand, has spent his early money on a Medallion of Courage and a mech. Now, mech, mech I'm not too surprised by. The Medallion of Courage is not bad either. It's going to help. It's just going to do a lot of damage just because when you combo that with something like Serpent Wars, that's really going to sting, that negative armor.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Just getting all that negative armor stacked up will really help out a lot. As right now, I mean, I think sqL, I mean, they're managing to kind of do what IG did. They got behind on kills, but they're keeping all the lanes pushed out. Getting towers themselves. Phoenix, though, going to get caught out here. May just pop the ultimate before he goes down. As no, he's not going to do that. He's just going to let himself die. Radiance coming soon for Lone Druid. He's still about 400 or 500 gold away from it. But Invoker at top lane, solo kill on the Prophet. Fumofu saying 400 ping, no frickin' problem.
Fumofu says, alright, well, you know what, if we're going to lose this game, I'm just going to look good while I'm doing it. Get some kills on the board. And at the moment, like, he's going to just push down this tower here. Or actually just cause some damage. Just because, well, I think World Elite are happy to sacrifice that tower just because they don't feel like there's that much aggression happening. They can afford to lose it while they take a Rosh instead. And that'll set them up for a big, well, I would say like a 25-minute push or so of having that Aegis available on the DK.
At the same time, I
Even
mean,
Brewmaster.
Brewmaster sure he's got... I mean, Brewmaster... No, he's not going to have the Brewmaster's TP top, but Aegis on DK, but right now, Brewmaster not getting many items or farm. I mean, he's only got 44 creep kills. He's looking at, like, maybe 2 creeps per minute. So he has the Blink Dagger, but we're not going to be seeing anything like an Aghanim Scepter up anytime in the near future. Brewmaster's still just level 1 ulti as well. So this level 1 Brewmaster ultimate is really not all that effective. So, I mean, World Elite, you can see the XP graph is even. They can't really push with just a level 1 Brewmaster ultimate. It's just too squishy, those primal splits at this point in the game. So they need Brewmaster to reach level 11, either go for the Aghanim Scepter or maybe just an Aura like the Vlad.
Yeah, well, about the 25-minute mark, I think they could have that up and running. I mean, he's only like, what, 500 experience away from that level, from the level 2 ult. And yeah, they could have a Vlad's up and running, but maybe if he farms well the next, like, just put some time aside for farm. It doesn't look like it. It looks like they're not too bothered by it. They're just going to go and try and pressure sqL, get another gank off. In fact, I saw the draw, like the line there on the minimap. They're trying to sweep through the enemy jungle. They're going to have another look for Enigma, but they won't fight. Well, Enigma actually is pushing their tower. It's a bit of a futile attempt. In fact, it looks like they're just going to wind up wasting a lot of time. Now, this is a bit dodgy. I think they should probably, like you said, just go and look for an item now for that Panda, for that Brewmaster. They shouldn't be wasting all this time, because, I mean, they know Enigma's not in there. They saw him pushing the tower. Who else did they really expect? I suppose they're looking for Lone Druid, who is busy heading to top. Where's his bear? I've lost track of his bear. Looks at Windrunner, going to try and run down Nature's Prophet. Can she land a good shackle here? Going to just auto-attack, harass. Looks like, yeah, there's nobody close enough to finish him up. Where the hell is that bear? Yeah, okay, Radiance is done. Okay, so this could be a problem. Although, here we go. They're going to come from behind. World Elite going to come from the rear. And if we've seen before, rear attacks very effective. Although, did they see this coming? Brewmaster blinks in. They're all porting out. Brewmaster, though, gets hit by the Poison Nova. I think Silent Bear ported out, and they're only going to lose the Venomancer.
I like what sqL did there. They lost the Venomancer, but the 2 heroes that needed to escape, they kept the Invoker and the Lone Druid alive. If they had gone down, that would have been a bad trade. But meanwhile, look at this. They're getting the tier 2 bottom tower. Enigma just got the bottom tower, and Enigma on the run. Oh, I don't know if he's fast enough here. Enigma is getting chased hot on his heels. Is that DK looking for a stun? Prophet is TPing in, gets the stun anyways, and Prophet is there, but here comes Lone Druid looking for a counter gank. He may pop the Black Hole, but no, he's getting too low on HP. He'll have to use that Soul Ring, and with that, he will get 2 down low. Another stun, another kill, as now Envy looking for a kill on this Prophet, maybe.
If he procs Roots, yeah, he'll get the kill, although the creep's proving to be a bit of an issue. There's a Sunstrike. Oh, going to finish him up there with the burn as well. DK drops a stun, and he will be able to walk away from this. But yeah, I mean, they got what they wanted. They traded a Venomancer kill for a tower. That was definitely worth it in the end. And then we see Mith just trying to hold this off. Serpent Wards are down, though. He needs some help if he's going to hold this one off. Venomancer doesn't really count as help at this point in time. He's a little bit too underfarmed to deal with Serpent Wards and a possible Derp Golem coming out to harass him. Or even just trying to set up a kill. There, here come the ports now. They're going to go in. No, Power Shot, not finding anything. Just going to leave the Serpent Wards to try and beat that down. Not going to happen, though. And World Elite will just back up here. Shadow Shaman a little bit low there to try and fight.
Yeah, they don't want to. They want to be patient with this. They have still got the Aegis, but at the same time, they know that sqL with this Radiance, they're going to have a BKB up soon on Enigma, who's actually just gone for a Mithril Hammer at the moment, so he still needs a BKB recipe. 1,300 gold for that. And I mean, yeah, they've got the sort of pushing lineup, but their time is, I feel, is running out. They haven't got the late game potential to deal with the Lone Druid, the Enigma, even heroes like Invoker and Windrunner. The longer this goes, will get stronger and stronger. Whereas, I mean, the Dire team just, I mean, they've got the Warlock, the Shadow Shaman, the pushing power that these heroes offer, as well as the DK and the Brewmaster who can sort of engage for them. But longer this goes, it's going to get worse and worse. And right now, sqL looking to get some damage, maybe take out another tower at top lane.
Well, World Elite are trying to do a bit more of an aggressive build than Space Monkeys were doing with their DK. They have picked up a Maelstrom on him. Of course, it did follow up after a pipe, but at the same time, it is going to give him a bit more aggression and just pure attack damage. Yeah, a little bit of extra attack damage in those fights, and of course the lightning proc's always nice, but the main point, attack speed, always good for DK, just because he doesn't have a lot as a strength hero. That is one of the downsides to him. Doesn't have that pure agility gain to help out. And now sqL going to push on this top tower. They're going to try and take this out. I don't know if they're going to be able to manage it, though, especially since Vodki is in the mid. Now, I think they're going to try and finish off his BKB before they get into any major engagements. As Lone Druid porting out, they might lose Kux here. Kux now getting thunderclaps. He looks like he will go down. I hear a Sunstrike going in. It was trying to hit Rasta. Rasta, though, looks like he might get away. The Bear is still burning the Rasta. In fact, the Bear is just going to chase Rasta around. In fact, there's Invoker dropping a meteor. However, he will be saved. by a timely heal there from the mech. Warlock also dropping his Shadow Word. I think it's still called Shadow Word in this. It is still called Shadow Word. And that will heal him up and save him. Barely. That was a really good meteor. Unfortunately, Sunstrike didn't quite find its target there.
Yeah, the Force Staff keeping the Shadow Shaman alive, and it's just such a useful item being able to use. Unlike Blink Dagger, which he could have gone for. Blink Dagger great for initiating, but the Force Staff is just so good for escaping when you're being ganked. You can use it to go up cliffs and just get out even when you're taking damage. So we will see World Elite looking to maybe push on in, or I imagine this DK Aegis probably only has a couple minutes left on it, as DK has picked up a Maelstrom, so he's going to be going for some DPS here. This is sort of, I mean, the build that a lot of these Chinese teams start. They go for the pipe, then go for the Mjolnir as a second item, and just go for the DPS coming from DK, and also that the Mjolnir, the effect you get when you can cast it on a hero can be very useful for DPS as well.
This is true. This is definitely true. See Prophet Skulker. He's actually gone for a late Midas. I'm not too sure about that one, but all right then. All right, I suppose they already had a mech done. They've already got a mech. They've already got a pipe. They've already got already got a medallion, which is another common item we see on semi-support Furions. But I don't know, a Midas really? Gods?
It's not even really to counter anything. I mean, I've seen support heroes get Midas to counter Necrobooks. I've seen Midas to counter Chen creeps, but this is not really designed to counter anything in particular. It's just maybe to help Prophet get some farm, do some DPS. So as a support hero, I'm not sure it was maybe the best option.
Yeah, definitely a questionable choice, but hey, you know, we'll see how it works out. Especially if this is going to transition to later, he will definitely need to have some catch. Maybe it's just sort of, you know, him hedging his bet, saying, alright, so if this does drag out a bit, we're going to need somebody to back DK up with a bit of auto attack damage, or he's not going to beat this solo best. So maybe that's their reasoning. And of course, guys, I often say, you know, as long as you've got a plan, many things are possible. Anything, like all sorts of pocketbook strats are perfectly viable. It's just any kind of decision is viable as long as you can justify it in some fashion. Don't just go out and call something shit because it's not something you see that often. As we see a possible gank, I think they were chasing an illusion or something. Oh, it was the bear. They were chasing the bear. Trying to kill that.
And once again, Fumofu at top lane looking just to pressure. He's going to get a free tier 2 tower unless there's TPs in the next few seconds. And Winrun is out there backing him up. So if Fumofu gets engaged on, they do have... Actually, no, Winrun doesn't have a Force Staff just yet. But they're going to get T2 tower. In comes a TP. First TP gets cancelled. Prophet going to TP in. Prophet actually in a bad position here. Fumofu alacrities himself up. He's going to get a solo kill on this Prophet by the looks of things.
Oh man! Forge Spirits! Forge Spirits ganked him!
As Winrunner TP's out. Wow, that was some nice play from Fumofu. I thought he was going to miss that kill. And meanwhile, mid lane, Lone Druid gets a kill. I think that was his Spirit Bear. Yeah, his Spirit Bear Radiance got the kill with the help of the Enigma and the Venomancer. Enigma, who has finished off a BKB. And suddenly, sqL, the momentum is going their way.
Yeah, let's bring up this gold graph. It is gradually, it's under 1,000 gold difference. Still in World Elite's favour, but not by much. That tower kill definitely helped things. In fact, that might have just trying to refresh it. No, okay, that's about 500 gold difference at the moment. So it's barely nothing. And considering the fact that they were, you know, nearly just over 3k behind, that is a pretty big swing. And the fact that getting back this quickly is damn good. Now, I mean, really, Prophet may really need to think about going into the late game, but at the same point, he's getting hammered so quick because he just doesn't have the survivability right now. And we saw he just got completely soloed by Fumofu. Is a bit of an issue here. He's just taking way too much damage, not tanky enough.
Fumofu using that alacrity just to take heroes on 1v1. I mean, normally with the Exalt Invoker this build, you'll see looking at using the Forward Spirits with the Cold Snap, but there he's like, no, I don't need Cold Snap, I'm just going to cast alacrity on myself. He chased the Prophet using the Force Staff and then finished off with a Sunstrike. So, no Cold Snap, no Ice Wall, but just doing some serious DPS, as right now, World Elite, I feel they're in a bit of trouble. Heroes like Warlock are not going to scale well into the late game. Same for this Brewmaster, who is going for an Ag Scepter, but still has 2k gold to get the Aghanim Scepter. That's a long way away, so not going to have it as early as he would like. And, I mean, even the Invoker, the Lone Druid, those two heroes can do so much damage to those Primal Split Warriors, they can instantly take out the Fire Panda and then look to take out the other ones as well.
And we should also mention there's a bit of a gank going on. Who is that? I think it's Windrunner in some serious trouble. She's got a haste, so Speedy Chook getting the hell out of there. Force Stuff's back. I'm not dead sure what she's up to now. She's all over the place.
That's the delay. That's the delay. He was trying to force down the cliff. Here, TP, not going to come. That was completely mistakes from both players there. Shadow Shaman cancelled the shackles, and then Windrunner forced backwards rather than down the cliff. That was just absolute delay in action. Maybe a bit for both teams there, as I imagine Shadow Shaman didn't mean to cancel the shackles as well.
Oh, hell, I do that on purpose all the time. BKB is up for Enigma, though. BKB is up for Enigma. He's looking dangerous. And Invoker almost has an Orchid up and running. This could be pretty damn nasty. Especially, I mean, the damage amp is definitely going to help them chew through DK a little faster. But he's finished the Mjolnir. He's definitely looking relatively scary. And they still want Brewmaster now going for a late Argonauts. Not sure how much I like this. Then again, yeah, actually, no, I don't like the late Argonauts. We've seen it been pretty useless, so we'll see what happens. Because, I mean, it's going to help the Pandas a bit, but this late in the game, we might find by the time he gets it done, it won't be that effective. But then again, he's got 1,000 gold stuff. He's only 1,700 or so away. Maybe he'll get it in time. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if he gets a couple of good kills off, farms a little bit, he might get up. But it looks like we're going to lose Furion once again. DD on Windrunner. She's going to get this kill nice. As long as she can land the Shackle. Oh, Cold Snap as well. That's an easy kill. For Mofu, force-stuffing Windrunner closer. There's the Shackle. Gets the angle he wants. And even if they didn't get that, the Bear was here to provide the burn as well. And I think they're worried about the Aegis. DK, he's lost his Aegis. Roshan's back up.
Roshan is respawned. And right now, Lone Druid is getting very close to that Assault Crest. Has a Plate Mail Hyperstone. Just needs another 1k gold for the recipe. And it looks like SQL maybe knows something. They're thinking about sending that Spirit Bear in. Maybe just sending it mid lane. But right now, SQL are just pushing away at top lane. So even if they go for that Roshan, they're going to have to defend top soon. 3 SQL heroes at top lane. Vodki is there, still no Blink Dagger on him, but he does have BKB with the Black Hole, and only, well, they have got the Warlock ulti to help deal with the BKB Black Hole, so maybe Warlock will have to start saving the ulti. But look, I mean, at World Elite not defending top lane, at least not yet.
Yeah, they're moving in now, and unfortunately SQL, they don't have vision. They're going to have to pot it. They don't know exactly how long they've got. Enigma might be vulnerable. No, he gets away. He will escape. TP's will come. Panda's trying to chase down the crew, but yeah. Empathy is asking, why is this game being played on Singaporean servers and not Southeast Asian server? Well, you know, Singapore is Southeast Asian, but I think he means like Malaysia. We actually tried to have this host on a Malaysian server, but they're a little dodgy. They don't always pop up.
There's no Malaysian servers. They got rid of them.
Oh, okay.
Is the official word.
Okay, so that's why we're sitting there for 5 minutes trying to find a server.
Yeah. So yeah, the default server for this tournament is on Singapore, and he does get a special call out. Singapore is in Southeast Asia, just, in case you're wondering. DK has a Mjolnir now at mid lane. Well, DK 2.5k gold on top of that, and no Aegis though, so he does need to be a bit careful as SQL, they've got 4 heroes grouped up there. Venomancer is joining up with them soon. Venomancer about at level 11 will have that level 2 ultimate soon. Venom's actually just smoked himself up, trying to catch up with his team. And we'll see just what SQL want to do here. Just
some geography. I know I said I'm bad at geography, but I know this. Malaysia is, well, Singapore is on the southern tip of Malaysia. It's an island off the southern tip of Malaysia, if I remember correctly. So it's actually technically closer to New Zealand, to SQL, than Malaysia is.
Yeah.
Anyway, just throwing that out there, Empathy. But I think they're having an argument now as to where Singapore is located in the chat. But Invokers, his Orchid is done, he's got drums, he's got 4 stuff, he's looking really dangerous. He's found himself in invisibility as well. Prof was actually trying to deny that with the Trent, although it dies now. Roshan's still not done. Still up and
SQL, I mean, they've got the forward spirits there just scouting it out, so they'll know if World Elite try and go for that. And more importantly, SQL are doing what IG did last game. They're just pushing out lanes, they're farming all across the map, and you can see it's paying off. The gold graph has swung in their favor at, I mean, we're 33 minutes in now, and from a couple minutes ago, SQL up by a couple thousand gold as they are looking to keep on pressing on. Make sure World Elite don't get a Roshan here, as World Elite are trying to take out this Spirit Bear. Mage managed to do so. We'll have to resummon that.
They were looking at a really dangerous position for a black hole. They're all grouped up. There was just, unfortunately, nobody was close enough to back up the Enigma, really.
And no Blink Dagger as well. Unless he catches the Warlock, it can easily be cancelled.
Yeah. It was definitely possible. That Nature's Prophet appears to be building himself a Hex now. He has picked up an Ultimate. Well, I assume it's going to be a Hex. He's picked up an Ultimate. Will help him deal a little bit with some of these heroes, but at the same time, I mean, Invoker's is kind of fat, and he's got to try and get rid of both the Bear and the Silo Bear himself, the Lone Druid himself. But it looks like Rosh is being done. They're going to move in, though. Vodki's leading the charge. He does have a BKB, so he can get in there, not have to worry too much about getting taken. Immediately gets Hexo, doesn't pop the BKB. Could have been a mistake. Dragon Tail now. Golem gets thrown down. Mjolnir has been popped on DK. Eidolons, I'm not sure what they're up to, and they're trying to fight the Rosh. And Famofa on the retreat. Lone Druid is taken. He'll Dragonite takes out Enigma. Dragonite on the warpath. Going to keep chasing. I've lost track of Lone Druid. Trying to find him. I think... Oh, it was the Bear. The Bear killed him by himself. Lone Druid getting killed just the Bear. We've lost Famofa as well. Invoker goes down, and not a great result. Unfortunately, they pushed in there without Lone Druid. I think that was their mistake, really.
Yeah, Lone Druid was top dealing. Prophet actually got picked off at top by Lone Druid, but then Prophet instantly buying back. So World Elite had a strategy in mind. They said, Prophet, you go make someone come defend top. Prophet did a tiny bit of damage at top, did get picked off, but in the end, Prophet instantly bought back and managed to come. Winrun's actually still in the Aegis. What? Aegis was still on the ground. Winrun just says, thank you very much.
Wait.
He was almost TP'd out, but he is going to go down, die twice, but worth it to make sure DK does not get an Aegis.
I'm just trying to find out who... the Eidolons were in the pit. They might have actually stolen the Rosh kill. I can't tell, though.
And Windrunner may even survive. He's forced up to the high ground. Shadow Shaman has no mana. Actually, no, he does have a level 1 shackle.
Bear's coming, though. The mana... Oh, that's a mech gets popped. Trees go down, though. She's got the power shot up. Cuts away free. Gets shackled. The Spirit Bear still in the mix, though. The burn is happening, but she will go down. A good steal regardless. Keeping it off DK at the very least. And I mean, look at this. MD's content just to let them chase the bear around because they are suffering burn damage this entire time. They're wasting a lot of time. They're not farming. Just chasing a spirit bear around, which really costs him nothing. He's just going to let it die. Doesn't really care that much. As long as he's got it up off cooldown to resub. Oh, actually, no, it's down for 2 minutes. That could be a bit of an issue, actually.
No, he's resummoned it.
Oh, wait, no,
he did have it on. He did have it for that. He probably should have used it a bit sooner because they did get the gold for killing it. Warlock got plus 100 gold for it, but in the end, he can resummon it pretty easily. And now he... Actually, no, yeah, he's got the Assault Cuirass, and he's sitting on 2k gold almost, so... I mean, that fight there, we just saw DK a bit too farm. DK now 4.6k gold. It's going to come down to the DK up against this Lone Druid, and whether or not Enigma can hit some well-placed black holes. I mean, yeah, definitely another hero that can impact this is going to be the Invoker, but that fight, Invoker just proving to be a bit too squishy. May have to go for something like a BKB.
Feel two errors there from sqL's part, and partially lag is to blame, I would say, but... Enigma's too slow on the BKB. Again, getting Hex first, got pretty much obliterated before he could do anything. Sure, you know, it wouldn't have blocked Sure, it wouldn't have blocked the Golem, the stun from the Golem. But at the same time, it would have forced Warlock to A, stay out of the fight, B, hold on to his Golem before popping it for a good 10 seconds or so, because he needs it to counter. And then also, I mean, he just wouldn't have been hexed. He could have dropped his own Midnight Pulse, his own stun, all the good stuff, and he just would have been active and wouldn't have been getting raped quite so hard. And the other thing was, of course, Lone Druid wasn't present. It was a 4v5, although he still did pick up a kill because of the Spirit Bear with the burn from the Radiance. But it would have definitely...
Yeah, I think in the end, I think what sqL should have just done is said, okay, you guys can be Aegis, we're just going to defend... The problem... World Elite played it smart. They timed that Roshan so that sqL had to defend the top lane, which is where Lone Druid picked up the kill on Prophet. And it's just one of those situations where World Elite knew sqL have to defend top. If they fight us at Roshan, Prophet is going to get a tier 3 tower, maybe racks at top. So either way, World Elite were going to come out on top. And that was one of those situations. Maybe the best bet for sqL was giving up Roshan and just pushing out lanes, trying to get some map control.
That said, fantastic Aegis steal by Windrunner. Got to say that.
Yeah.
I don't know how she got it. I don't know. I guess they were just looking through there at the end and said, really, how nobody's got the Aegis. None of them have the Aegis. It's probably still on the floor there. He just ran back in, found it, almost got away with it too. But at least they kept it off the DK. That's the main thing.
Speaking of DK, he's now finished his next item in 50 gold. He's going to be getting a heart up. And with that, he's going to become very unkillable.
Well, Lone Druid does have... in fact, he kept the Tranquil Boots, oddly enough. Didn't use them. He's God of Lads, and he kept the Tranquil Boots. So, a bit of an odd choice, but whatever.
Yeah, 350 gold. I think he's not planning on upgrading normal boots anyways.
He also has an Assault. I don't know if we called that, but he has the Assault and Phase on the Bear. So Bear's had some pretty good loving. He's pretty well farmed. I'm just wondering what he's going to go for next. Whether he'll just try and get some more straight DPS, and what they'll do with that. I know. I still just want to see Double Bash just because I love it. It's fun. It's hilarious, but I doubt we'll see it. See, somehow, how did he do that? He blinked even though he's being burned by a Radiance.
Yeah, it must have been the timing. Black Hole from Bodki. Great timing from Warlock was there, and there goes the Chaos Meter. Not going to do enough damage. The DK is too damn tanky. Rasta taking a lot of damage. They're going to get Enigma. They're going to get the Lone Druid, and sqL in a bit of trouble here as well. Invoker caught out. DK done. The Flame Breath. Another kill. 3 kills in a row. Windrunner Cuts not going to be anywhere near. He's just going to look to counter push bottom lane. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure Cyber thought he was safe. I just don't know how Brewmaster blinked through that. Maybe he was just out of range, but I swear the bear was all over him there. I mean, my eyes are playing tricks on me, but yeah, 2 heroes down, and most important, Lone Druid's not there. sqL, they're going to lose this mid-racks more than likely. Deafening Blast, they're just spamming nukes, trying to hold this off, but it's looking kind of unlikely it's going to happen. The glyph has been popped. They don't have it up anymore. And Rasta skulking around the back. He's got not enough mana up to do a whole lot, but at the moment it's all DK. Do their primal splits? Actually, they might hold. Invoker is up. They could spam enough nukes. They might be able to hold this off. Thunderclap, blink in, upheaval. Fomofu is dead again. Maybe not then. Prophet just drops an ult as well. Just going to summon in some minions, cause some trouble, take out that tower. And now the Rax looking very, very vulnerable. 5 seconds on Silent Break. I don't think he's going to be up fast enough. Unless they can bait them into chase him around. They're taking a lot of damage on that Rax. Brewmaster has stopped hitting the Rax. In fact, they've all started backing up. They've only got a few treants hitting this Rax. They might be able to save it. They can spam a few nukes. No, it's gonna go down. Unless Enigma can hold it off. Enigma just finally getting rid of the creep. Druid is back up. They will get the Brewmaster, and somehow they've held, just barely, by the skin of their teeth. Prophet's going, alright, see you guys. Screw you, I'm out of here. And they will, they will manage to get DK out of there, but they're going to lose the Warlock in the end. And just barely, so close, less than 100 health on that Rax, definitely very tight.
Gem actually on the ground after that kill there. Venomancer, yep, he does notice it, picks it up, and now Venomancer going to have some great dewarding potential. And look, they're marching forward. Invoker going to respawn soon. No buybacks on Brewmaster. There is a buyback for Shadow Shaman if he wants to. And Warlock as well should have enough gold. Yep, he does have enough gold. But SQL going to get a few towers here. Maybe look to counter. Or no, they didn't even lose their Rax. They held their Rax. So SQL going to look to push on in here. And this lone Druid can take down buildings very, very quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean, Shadow Shaman doesn't even need to buy back. He's back up. He's got a blink. I don't know if we called this, but he's got a blink dagger. That is definitely quite scary. As DK popping his ult, he's trying to go after the bear. Now Windrunner getting hit by that tailstone, the dragon tail. It's slowed by the upheaval as well. She will go down. Got nobody there to save her. The bear is still in the mix fighting. As it looks like Prophet taking a lot of damage from that silence. Fomofu needs to be careful. DK is chasing. DK very quick. There's the Thunderclap. Needs to force stuff out. He's got the force stuff up. Throws down the ice wall. Should have forced stuff first. Gets taken out by the stuns. And he will go down. And now, World Elite have a wide open opportunity to push in. Although Lone Druid is still up though, but I don't think they can hold this. The Black Hole is down. No, Black Hole is up in 5 seconds. Maybe they can if they can get a good Black Hole off. Although Warlock does have his ult up.
And Vodka has decided, let's just counter push top. So he's going to sort of distract him a bit, maybe force Prophet to go defend out this top lane. Although he does need to be careful. Prophet can almost get a kill on this Enigma if he does get caught out. Lone Druid has a buyback of his own if he wants to go in, fight this, and then have to respawn. But this middle Rax will go down here, I believe. DK, ulti form about to expire, but either way, I don't think SQL can hold this. They've still got 10 seconds on Winner, 20 seconds on Invoker.
Yeah, well, I mean, DK can just run up there right now and start wailing on it just because they can't really do anything. He's got that heart, and they need mass guys to take him out. The Rax is going to go, there it goes. Bear's just going to try and fight him. It's not really going to work. Does he have a spare bear up? It's 4 stuff. I'm not sure that's friendly or not. Upheaval is down, causing so much trouble. Poison Nova goes out as well. Fatal Bonds definitely really hurting. The mech gets popped the rating, but it looks like we're going to lose Envy here. He's getting focused down by way too many heroes. He's out of the mix. He buys back though. There is a Black Hole. It catches DK, but nobody else. Maybe a couple of the Panthers. No, DK now 4-staffing out of position, gets taken out anyway by Power Shot. Druid is Nature's Prophet very low. He goes down. 4-staff up from Cux. Windrunner is in the mix. The Panthers about to recombine, I think, in a moment. As Windrunner just going to try and chase down the Warlock. Not going to happen though. And Enigma, smart 4-staff there, although Brewmaster backing up. He's got a Blink Dagger up in 5 seconds. Can he get away? No, he gets hit by the Malefice. Throws down the Thunderclap, but there is the Ice Wall as well as the Cold Snap. And the silence from the Orchid. He will go down. There's no way he's getting away from that. It's way too much damage.
Yeah, 4-staff as well. And this is one of the funnier things. I find this quite funny. Lone Druid buying back. And then suddenly he realizes, oh wait, I can't do anything when I buy back. His Summon Spirit Bear was on cooldown. All he can do is give his team this aura and do a couple right clicks, which aren't going to really do all that much damage.
He's got nothing. He's got nothing but a Vlad's right now because all of his good items are off the bear.
That to me is one of those funny moments where he's probably thinking, wait, what the hell did I just do? He is going to go into ulti form so he can do be a bit tankier and maybe just right click around this tower. DK may have to buy back or could just wait it out. 15 seconds, no glyph though, and Lone Druid, no Spirit Bear though, so I believe the DK is just going to wait this out. Down go those Serpent Wards. They may just want to take out those Serpent Wards, so come the team fight, they won't be in play, as there we see Shadow Shaman trying to force in the Lone Druid, but right now, SQL in a bit of trouble, taking a lot of damage.
They counter push, they get the Rax. This is great play from them. I guess in the end, the extra auto attack damage from Envy was enough to help him out, I guess. And I mean, he's got Battle Cry, which actually adds an extra 60 damage, and then he's got rabbits. I mean, he's not exactly swinging for a little amount. He's going for like 170, 180 a swing with rabbit and a huge attack speed, so not terrible, I guess. Not terrible. They're holding off this bottom tower push. It was just Prophet being the nature's jerk, just pushing in, just being a pain in the ass as usual. They realise that choice of words may not have been the best, but I'll go with it. The bear is back now. Does he have any money though? He spent a lot on the buyback to not a huge effect.
This is a problem for sqL though, that World Elite are going to get another Roshan. This time there's cheese and Aegis. And that was sort of, that push there, they managed to take out DK. If he gets an Aegis though, it's going to be a lot harder to do that. Brewmaster tanks a Sunstrike, not going to matter too much. Aegis cheese on the ground. DK will take the cheese probably. Yep, and Shadow Shaman gets the Aegis. So 2 lives on the oh so important Shadow Shaman. He's the one who's packing all those disables, so giving him the Aegis, a nice decision there. Even though he is a support, he's just such a crucial hero. He's doing a lot more than a Warlock at this stage in the game.
The second life on DK isn't fantastic just because, well, the cheese is so much better for him because, well, if he dies, he loses Dragon Form, and that's most of his firepower. They're gone. That's his big, that's his big selling point. So it's better off that he uses the cheese because he can really make use of it with the huge base health. With the heart, he's got plenty of time to pop the cheese if necessary, and of course, like you said, Rasta packs so much disable, and even if he gets picked off, he's got that Aegis, he'll come back in, and he'll just keep dropping hexes, keep dropping shackles, even Ether Shock is not inconsiderable if he starts spamming that. As Prophet, Nature's Prophet in some trouble. No, he scouts it, in fact, just spots him in just in time with one of his spare treants, and he will walk away. In fact, his teammates are coming back. Shadow Shaman just finished a BKB as well. I'm not dead sure if I lost gods. His camera's frozen, and I just heard his mic click out.
I'm still here, man. Sorry, okay. I just had the boss say something quickly, but I am still here. Quickly recatch up. What's going on? DK, it looks like World Elite just want to push top. They've got the cheese and Aegis, and they're thinking, okay, we've got the extra life on Shadow Shaman. We've got DK, who's going to have a crazy amount of HP. He's got 3k HP with a heart. He's picked up the Demon Edge, and he's going to be going for the either MKB or Daedalus. But either way, with the cheese, he's going to be so hard to take down. They're going to have to use a stun as soon as he gets low to stop him from using that cheese.
I really hate this Spirit Bear. Again, hexing it, shackling it, zapping it, and then it just gets blinked out anyway. It doesn't really matter. Just really hating on this Bear. In fact, didn't get blink out. It got resummoned actually. Of course, it's got that. It's got the same trigger as a dagger basically for the blinking out. I was wondering how the hell it got out of there, but meanwhile, the push coming in from the... It looks like they're switching the bottom lane. They've got an invis rune on the Brewmaster. Yeah, he's bottled up the invis. Can try and jump the lone druid who has actually teleported back to base. Never mind, not going to happen. He's just doing some remote farming with that Radiance. I'm just trying to check the gold. It's very even again. Big swings left, right, and center, but again, it's within 1,000 gold. Slightly favouring World Elite, but not by much. Not by much.
No, absolutely. This game is very much in the balance right now. And I'm actually so surprised sqL got that counter Rax. After losing their Rax, they managed to get that Rax. And with that, they're saying in this game, we're going to see an Aghanim Scepter coming soon on Fumofu. He's at 2.6k gold. Right now, though, priority is having that buyback. This late in the game, one mistake, one pick-off, and the game can be won or lost. So he's going to be making sure he has buyback. Lone Druid should have buyback as well. But, of course, if Lone Druid buys back, does run into that same problem we saw before where, hey, you can't resummon the Spirit Bear. And right now, World Elite, they're forced to sort of TP back and defend. They're looking for this Spirit Bear pick-off as, the Spirit Bear doing a lot of damage to the Shadow Shaman. And the Spirit Bear maybe just going to have to recall it out as he is going to lose his Spirit Bear again.
It's only about 30 seconds away, though, so not a big deal. They're not going to really be able to mount any offensive. And it's, this isn't bad. It's just leading them on a goose chase. It doesn't even lose it in the end. It's just making them charge around in circles, trying to chase a creep. As it looks like they're going to lose Prophet in the bottom lane. Yeah, he gets cleaned up nice and easy. Lone Druid finding himself a regen rune. I think he put it on the bear. Yeah, he put it on the bear, actually, just to heal it up.
Yeah, this game is just cat and mouse at this point, and keeping that bear alive is pretty big there, because he wants to not have that on cooldown. If there's a push and his bear's on cooldown, it means if he dies and buys back, he doesn't have it. So he wants to not lose that bear as much as possible this late in the game. And that pick-off on Prophet, that's really punishing this Prophet for some aggressive pushing. Prophet has buyback, but it's one of those things, sqL, if they push now, they can force a buyback, look to back off, and then suddenly it's on cooldown for a while. So it looks like they do have a couple heroes going mid-bottom, but they want to make sure all lanes are being pushed out. As you can see, the Spirit Bear was at mid for a bit, making sure they have the wave momentum going, and they're grouping up at bottom, maybe looking to make something happen.
Yeah, see, the Chinese are actually calling out Loader in the chat. I'm not sure what that's got any relevance to this game. Maybe it's something he's been playing recently, but Dragon Knight just going to move down here, pressing up against this wave. Just make sure he keeps counter-pushing it. Meanwhile, though, and like you said, they've done the same thing as World Elite. Well, not sqL are doing the same things IG were doing. just keeping this top lane just push, just to make it really, really annoying. Or in fact, I'm just waiting for them to get stuck in.
Aghanim Scepter is up on Fumofu. This, to me, is a risky play. It's going to help him out a bit in these teamfights. I mean, you get a lot more spell switching going on, but the thing is, if he dies, he will not have buyback. So I'm not sure if that was the best decision to buy that Aghanim Scepter right now when this game is at such a crucial point. One death could mean a world of difference. And Prophet done the same thing. Prophet has bought out a Necro Book too, so a couple heroes buying up items, not saving for buyback. This is something that worries me if we see some action soon and heroes going down. You definitely want to have buybacks at this point in the game.
We'll see how it turns out for them though. What is that there? Oh, it's just a bear again, just being frustrating and being annoying. Just doing that remote farming, like it's really smart. In fact, this is probably safer than what the Morphling was doing. Just remote farming with their pets, basically. Just keeping these waves pushed up while they skulk about in the jungle and just get ready to jump. I mean, we've seen World Elite. They go hell for leather after this Spirit Bear. Maybe that's the bait that they need to try and set something up.
DK as well has done the exact same thing. He's bought an MKB. I'm not so worried about the DK. He's so hard to tank down.
He's got a cheese.
He's got no buyback. Yeah, he's got the cheese as well. So he's just relying on the fact that he's going to be able to cast the cheese. But at the same time, he needs to stick with his team. If he gets picked off alone, maybe they can chain stun and maybe an Enigma Black Hole could take him out before he uses the cheese. So it's still a bit of a concern for me that none of these heroes have buybacks. I mean, at that point, even DK without buyback could be playing a bit too risky here. But at this point, they're saying we've got to go all in. We want to make something happen. They're going to push out bottom lane, look for a Rax here, as they run past, no, it's an Observer Ward. So they're sitting on an Observer Ward with this smoke. They're not going to get spotted out, although the smoke about to wear off. And then sqL will know exactly what's up. And sqL are at top, so they're completely avoiding this. And they're about to know exactly where World Elite are. There we go. They pop up on the map.
I'm not sure if they're trying to bait there or what's going on. They do have some, like, maybe they're hoping someone's going to swing up from the top because they've got vision up there.
Oh, Prophet in trouble. The force. Oh no, Enigma decides not to go in there.
Alright then. Enigma has picked up a Vitality boost. He's had it for a little while now. I think he's just bought that. It's just pure health. And yeah, the port's going to Prophet. He's going to screw it. Let's go bottom. Let's try and take this bottom Rax and then port back in time to save it. And Vodki's going to push up along with Fumofu. The question is, how long can the Spirit Bear hold this off? Along with, well, Envy. How long can Envy hold this off? He's got the Spirit Bear just popping him back out now. Windrunner going to help out as well. But this is looking problematic. I mean, DK's got a lot more. Like, he's got a lot more attacks, but he's hitting a lot harder as well. The last time he's got that Monkey King bar. It's so painful. Cuck's getting caught out. We're going to lose a Windrunner in a second. Brewmaster blinking in, and Envy can't. There's the Black Hole, though, catching a ton of heroes. There is no Warlock counter. The Necronomicon gets popped out. Warlock just four-staffing out of there. Hasn't popped his ult. In fact, he doesn't. He's got it up now. It gets taken out. DK, though, still with cheese up, hitting so damn hard. The Silent Bear's still in the mix, but he's lost his bear. Can he resummon? Yeah, I think he's just brought it back now. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, there he is. He's just brought it back now, but they're losing this range Rax. The range Rax is going to drop to the pets there for the Dire side. Can they get the melee one as well? They've still got the cheese on Dragon. I don't think they can take this. They lose the bear again, and now Lone Druid just doesn't have the firepower on his own. They took the top Rax, though, so they've traded again for some Raxes. This isn't a terrible result yet.
It's not a terrible result, but they've lost Lone Druids there. They can't really fight at the moment. They need Enigma or Winner in the back alive. Enigma has a buyback, but it's deciding not to use it. Invoker doing a lot of damage, forces a cheese out from DK. Down goes the Chief. Nice force-staff coming in from Venomancer, keeping Fumofu alive. And Envy getting focused down. He's in range for... Oh, the Ice Wall. Great Ice Wall from Fumofu. That saved a lot of death. The Sunstrike is looking for someone, not going to find anyone. Aegis pops. Shadow Shaman going to respawn. Immediately, Tornado and Shadow Shaman in trouble here. BKB on cooldown for 5 more seconds as World Elite looking to charge back in. DK in the front line, stun on Cucks. Right-click damage is going to be too much for Cucks as Fumofu takes out the Brewmaster. Fumofu, look at this damage. He's got a double kill. And DK as well in a bit of trouble. Does a buyback, pops down the stun. Fumofu falls to the high ground and could turn around if he has a Cold Snap or an Ice Wall. There's a Cold Snap. DK going to go down.
But Mofu on the warpath. He's up to a triple kill. He is completely hammering them. However, the buybacks have come out left, right, and center. And unfortunately, if there was any time to counterattack, it would have been now. Except World Elite, they had the cash squirreled away, and they're all back up and running. So unfortunately, this isn't going to happen. As Mofu calls, loving the spikes and lags. I don't know. Well, he's doing pretty good for someone who's lagging and spiky. I've got to throw that out there. As Nature's Prophet just finishes up his 3rd level Necro, which fair enough. They've all just bought back, so we just need to save for buybacks right now anyway. Samofu calling out 50. I don't think they're on 50 ping.
They're on about 200 themselves.
Let me check.
It's 200 against about 380.
Yeah, 150 200.
And the other thing is the Chinese teams, they lose packets just because of how their internet routing works. So often they won't be able to see animations. They won't be able to see stuff like gold I mean, gold for creeps and stuff. So it's, Fumofu caught out a bit in the jungle, forces his way out. He does pop the Ghost Walk. Is there any vision? A gem? Some dust? Oh, it looks like they do. Prophet has a Necrobook 3, I think. Yeah, Prophet Necrobook 3 gets the vision. Fumofu picked off. Does he have buyback? He's short. He also is on cooldown as they're going to lose his Spirit